All right, I'm really excited to talk to you guys about this topic because if you feel anything like me, this past week has really been a whirlwind. It's been hard for me personally because it was my birthday week this past week and it just feels like the world is going all over the place. And I know for me that brings anxiety, that brings stress, that brings fear of the unknown of what's coming. And it just felt like on my heart to give something of value that was serving to others, that would help you guys realize that through this hard time in our lives and in this world, there can be good. And hopefully this will bring you some calm and normalcy into your life as you make this transition. So if you are anything like me or a lot of my friends, you might be making this transition towards working from home. And just to give you a little bit of a backstory, a year and a couple months ago, I made the decision pretty quickly to move back to Philadelphia, where I'm from, after living in Atlanta for 5 years. And that was not planned. It was not something that I really had time to think about or prepare for, but I had a lot of projects at my firm in Atlanta that I was finishing up, and it was this mutually agreed upon situation where they allowed me to work remotely, which really never happens in architecture, so I always felt super blessed about that. Story for another day. But I actually ended up working from home instead of 1 to 2 months like we agreed upon, 4 months. And I had this idea in my head that it was going to be this glamorous thing and it was going to be amazing and how cool is it going to be? I'm not going to have to go outside when it's December and like snowing and freezing rain and all of that good stuff. Well, not good for me, but you know what I mean. And I had to learn very quickly. I reached out to a lot of my friends that do work from home sometimes or full-time and asked them for their opinions, but I need you to know that this is going to be a transition zone for you. So whether you're working from home for 2 weeks or a month, or it might be longer, you have no idea. Working from home full-time is very different than working from home like once a week or twice a month. It's a totally different mindset. And I went through this transition period when it was a big struggle for me to find that new normal, and going from an office environment of 100 plus people to me, myself, and I showing up to my computer every day, and there was nobody else in my apartment to talk to. So I'm gonna bring to you guys my top tips on what has worked well for me. I'm pretty blessed that my company in Philadelphia is really understanding through this hard time. I don't wanna get political with this video whatsoever because I know we're all in the same boat and I wanna bring value and positivity to this situation. So my best tips for working from home, making that transition from a full-time office to a full-time you, yourself, and I. Number one, routine. That was so big for me. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I am up in the morning working out. I have my tribe with me. I have virtual workouts, which if you need any during this time in your life that you can't go to the gym, reach out to me. I got you, girl. But having a routine and still waking up, I will say I got a little lazy and I wouldn't wake up as early, but I have a text message thread with my team. And so when I saw them keep showing up, I felt guilty when I didn't get up. So I might sleep in a little bit more than normal, but it's become this like workout party in my life that I don't want to miss. So having that routine, keeping something in your life that's the same as if it was you were going to the office is really important, and it will set you miles ahead when it comes down to making this transition for yourself. So for me, I do my morning workout still. I have that accountability built into my life, knowing that there's other women that are going to show up too. And also, so I had this idea that I was going to get dressed every day and like put on work clothes. Yeah, that didn't happen for very long. I tried it a few days and then I was like, not when I'm sitting in my comfy chair. I am not wearing work clothes. But something I did do is I blow dried my hair every day. I took a shower in the morning. I still put on makeup a lot of days because I use the breaks and the time that I would normally walk to and from the bathroom or walk around the office and talk to people. I use that time to actually take breaks and lean into my business, which I'll get to in a second. So for me, just putting on a face of makeup and getting my hair in a somewhat normal thing besides a ponytail made a world of difference. So for my girls, who cares what you wear? I mean, maybe you gotta wear a cute top and leggings if you are video chatting your company. I don't know how that works for you. I don't normally have to do that, but just like having a sense of normalcy and self in doing your hair and doing your makeup was everything for me. I will also say with routine, have a place in your apartment or house that is for working, that's not mixed with TV, that's not mixed with your dogs running all over the place. Like having that workspace is so important. And I get it. I'm in a city apartment, so there's not much room, but I have a set desk, and it's this kind of cue in your mindset that when I sit down there, that is my work time, and that is where I am in that phase of my mindset, okay? So highly recommend that. Number 2, schedule. This was so big for me because especially during the winter months, luckily we're in March, April, so hopefully for most of you, the weather's a lot better. Schedule breaks for yourself, whether it is putting a timer on your phone every hour to get up and move, take a lap around the block, walk to and from your neighbor's house, do something to take a break. Because I know when I sit at work, like I get up and go to the bathroom because I drink so much water all the time, quite frequently, but going from my desk to my bathroom in my apartment is way shorter than at the office. So having those scheduled breaks is so important. I actually would schedule errands for myself at lunch just to like get out of my house, which I know with social distancing and that sort of thing, it might depend on where you live or what you do. But I personally, for me, I would go on my rooftop, take a couple laps, I don't know, do some jumping jacks, something to take a break. Doing laundry at lunch was like baller. I love not having to do my laundry on the weekends. It was nice to just like fold your clothes or clean something up or have a task scheduled during your day to kind of break up that work time. I would go to the mall at lunch or like go to take my dry cleaning out just to like get out and see people and be a normal human being. I think that that's kind of one of the hardest transitions working from home is you're so used to people and then all of a sudden it's you, yourself, and I. So something else I would recommend is schedule a FaceTime with one of your friends if they're working from home or your grandparents that you might not be able to see, since I know my grandmother is quarantined right now and nobody can go visit her. Schedule a call with somebody that you're excited to talk to so that you break up that day and you still have some human connection. I think that's the most important thing as we go in this phase of distancing from crowds and groups and that sort of thing, is to still use technology to our advantage, y'all. Like get on and talk to your friends and stay connected and just check on each other. That's so, so important. All right, number 3, I liked having things on in the background. So typically at work for me, I listen to Spotify like all day, every day. I listen to a lot of podcasts. And so I would do that at home as well. I love, I can give you guys a whole list of podcasts that I love, but actually at the time football was still playing. So I listened to sports radio just to like have a laugh and have something else distracting me. Like, I mean, in architecture, it's different. There's different times you have to be more focused. But if I'm just drawing things or designing things, I liked having things on in the background. So blasting your music or even just having a show in the background that's an hour long that you know, okay, I gotta get this task done in this hour. So I know by the time the show is done, I have to have it done. So like I would watch reruns of things just to have them on in the background, not even to watch them, but to know I had to get that task done in that time. I actually use that in my business as well because it's kind of this bargaining with yourself to just like get shit done. So having something in the background, music, radio, podcast, highly recommend that. The last and kind of final thing I'll tell you guys is it is so easy when you work from home to grab and eat and drink whatever you want whenever you want. And that is a really hard, big transition. So I'd actually recommend setting timers on your phone on when you want to eat. If you have been a part of my Glow groups, you know that we've done time nutrition in the past. So like having my shake in the morning is my routine. Having a snack at about 10 a.m. is my routine. Having lunch at about 12 to 1 is my routine. So setting timers for yourself to remember these are the times that I'm scheduled and allowed to have my normal routine and keep my normal routine, which kind of goes back to number 1. But I also don't keep a lot of crap in my house, so I don't eat it. And I think now more than ever, it's definitely a different time when we go to the grocery store. I know today, shout out to Trader Joe's because they were baller on just like staggering people and limiting exposure. I'm super duper grateful for them. They were amazing. But we know that there's like, don't sit there and bake all day long. You don't need to be doing that. You don't need to put that temptation in your house. Have fresh produce. All of the produce in Philly was still available this morning when I went. So freeze those things, have something to look forward to. I actually enjoyed cooking my lunches daily. That was kind of a good, like 2 for 1, a break and something that I could do healthy for myself. But having that like plan and that structure still within your not so normal routine is really helpful. And just having the mindset that this is going to be different. You might not know how long it's going to be, but having those connectivity points through technology for me was everything. And moving my body still and just knowing that I wasn't alone through this process, I think that's a really, like, you guys are so lucky that you don't have to do it by yourself, because it does seem like this glamorous thing, but I guarantee you by Wednesday, Thursday, if you don't set intentions for yourself and kind of keep those intentions, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So hopefully these tips can help you. I am happy to chat with you. I myself will probably be working from home soon too, because just living in the city, there's just a lot of craziness going on. So I'm sending all of my love and thoughts and prayers, and be smart, y'all, if you are looking for a community to help you through this transition time. Maybe you don't have access to the gym as much as you did before, or you're scared to go. I have tons of virtual workouts. We have an amazing boxing program coming out this week that I'm super excited for, and I'm just so proud that I can offer to other busy women that are making this weird transition the ability to not stop your routine, that you can have a community that's going to back you up and allow you to feel good about yourself going into this new normal. So I'm here to answer any questions or help you through this transition. Just keep your mind positive and know that this is going to be hard for all of us, but we're all in this together. So I'm sending so much love to you guys. Hopefully this was helpful. Tell me what you want to know more about, and I will chat with you soon.